All right, thank you so much for staying with Daybreak. Let's cross over to Uganda and Kampala, where more than 18 million voters are going to the polls this morning. In fact, they should have started in 34,000 polling stations. Joining me on phone now is Waiga Mwaura, simply because the internet has been shut down on the other side. So this is the only way we could communicate with Waiga. Waiga, good morning. It's good to have you with us on phone. So did the polling stations open on time, and how is the situation looking like where you are?
Yes, good morning, Trevor. I trust that you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, you're clear. Go ahead.
Good, yes. We are currently at the Magere Freedom Square polling station. It's in a district called Wakiso in Chadondo County East. This is the constituency where the Member of Parliament is Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, also known as Bobi Wine. What I can say here is that the polling stations were meant to open at 7 a.m., but by 7:45 is when the polling materials got here. There's been a lot of setup, making sure all the infrastructure is right. Agents are double-checking to ensure there's been no tampering of the voting materials. And so right now is when voting is beginning. In terms of the voting process, there's a biometric voter register that can register, a kit rather, that can help that will be used to identify voters. There's also a color register with a picture of the voters. Once they have been properly identified, they will then make their way to 3 different ballot boxes. One where they'll put in their presidential choice, the second one their parliamentary choice, and their third is the district woman representative choice. Thereafter, an official will help mark their finger to ensure that they cannot vote again, and then they will leave. Trevor, quite a few queues here. I hope you're able to see some of the images on the screen. The queues have built up quite a bit. Obviously, we know some people got here as early as 5 a.m., eager to participate in this democratic process. They've been waiting here patiently, and it's just now when they are getting that chance to vote. In terms of COVID-19 protocols, Trevor, a lot of masks are, which is a good sign, but social distancing, very, very difficult here with the way the queues are set up. Not seeing much of it. You're just seeing queues the way you'd see in a normal election if there was not a pandemic. So I don't know how they're going to manage this across the country. So that's something I want to talk to the officials about. But at least the masks are on, and then there is that awareness that COVID-19 is still real, in spite and despite what is happening today here in the country. We are waiting for Bobi Wine to vote. He hasn't done so yet. No sign of him yet. And so, we are on standby until that happens.
Waiga, is the internet still shut down as we speak? Do we have a sense of when that will be restored? That is one. And the other thing is, there was a U.S. delegation of observers who are now not going to show up because they say they were not given accreditation. What is the latest on that?
All right, Trevor, let me start with your first question. Yes, the internet is still off. Yesterday, we saw messages from Uganda's Communication Commission to various internet providers directing them to shut down their internet gateways from 7 p.m. the 13th of January, that was last night, until further instructions are given. So yes, when we woke up this morning, we still can't access most internet platforms. Otherwise, I would be talking to you now live. You'd be able to see exactly what I'm seeing. And so it's proven a challenge because it's hindered communication. For many people here, today would be a day to have it's a public holiday here. They'll be discussing various things on those platforms. They're not able to access them. And you can imagine the challenge for journalists. We have lots of journalists here from, networks all over the world, and all of them are stuck in terms of getting information to the different areas. So truly a challenging moment. When the internet will be back, no one has any idea, Trevor, until the Uganda Communications Commission authorizes the internet providers to reopen their internet gateways. This is the current situation. In terms of the observer missions, it's not just the United States that face challenges getting accreditation. I have received messages from other observers who say we also have struggled to get our accreditation. We know the U.S. mission canceled their trip here. They said 75% of our team has not been accredited. And for that reason, we see no need to come and observe because the 25% or so that have been accredited are insufficient to canvass the country. Remember, 18 million voters spread across over 34,000 polling stations. You really would need a big team to be, at least, to have representation in many of those areas. And so that is something that we'll be on the lookout for. Where we are right now at the Magere Freedom Square polling station, I haven't really seen any observers. Lots of journalists, absolutely, but I haven't seen any observers. And we'll be moving around Kampala and the areas around, trying to see what's happening in different places and giving you updates. So if we have a different update on that, Trevor, I'll definitely let you know a bit later on. In terms of His Excellency, the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is looking now for his 6th term in office. He's been in office, and this will be his 35th year. Should he be successful in this poll for another term, he will be voting in a place called Rakitsura, his ancestral home. This is in western Uganda. We'll give you an update on that. It's about 4 hours away from where we are. We'll give you an update as soon as we have information that he has voted. Trevor.
All right. Thanks, Waiga. And try to stay safe out there. Thank you so much for that update on phone. Speaking to Waiga Mwaura, is in Uganda right now. He's in the Chadondo area. Remember, that is a stronghold of Robert Chagulanyi, who's also known as Bobby Wine. He was a legislator on Chadondo East. Now, there are 10 people contesting against incumbent Yoweri